Professor Dr. Ramesh Richard presents today's topic, Life After Death.
You may have heard of the atheist who hoped and prayed that there was not an afterlife. He realized that would be a contradiction, so he decided to merely hope that there was no afterlife. There's an eternity set in the heart of yearning, of memory, of need. We call that the indirect evidence of reality. Everything else that we need, whether it's food or drink or sleep or sex, we find that reality is constituted in a way that those needs are met, especially if they're appropriately approached. And so if you have the desire and the need for the afterlife, you need to consider the possibility that that's how reality is constituted. So the first option is to say that when you die, you go nowhere. The second option is to say when you die, you come back here. That is, because of a reincarnation or a transmigration of souls, you're released from this body, you enter into another body, built on the law of karma. Whatever you sow, you must reap. The basic belief says if you do well and do good and skillfully, you will ascend into the ladder of privilege in the next life. But if you don't do so well and live unskillfully, you will descend in the ladder of privilege in the next life. So people are attracted to it. On the surface, it looks very just, but it also carries some evidence, it seems like. There are those who have living and vivid memories of a past life. Then there is the amazing fact of child prodigies who, so gifted in intellect, art, and music, seem to remind us of other geniuses in the past who have now come to hover over them or inhabit them. But there's a question or two that we need to raise about reincarnation. On the surface, the law of karma says, whatever you sow, you will reap in your next life. But if you would just consider it a bit deeply, what seems so just is extremely skewed. I want you to imagine with me that Adolf Hitler, who died in April 30 of 1945, after killing many people and depriving millions of independent thought, was born the same day, May 1st, 1945, in Yangon, Myanmar, formerly Rangoon, Burma, as a quadriplegic, without any use of his hands or his feet. Here he was, a beggar in the public street. His name, let's call him Ravi Sharma, and you come to Ravi and let him know that the reason he's a quadriplegic right now is because in his last life he was Adolf Hitler. And with the best emotion that he can muster, he looks at you and says, I beg your pardon. If Hitler is the one who killed all those people, Hitler should be the one who receives the punishment, and not me, Ravi. That's not just at all. Let him pay for his sins. You see that point? And the deepest of all problems is that nobody I know who's a strong believer in reincarnation is really looking forward to the next life. They're looking forward to escaping the next life, not looking forward to the next life. That is the view which says you come back here. You go nowhere, it's the first option. You come back here is the second option. But the third option is to relocate elsewhere. That is, you relocate after this life in either heaven or hell forever. Eternal life in heaven forever, or eternal death in hell forever. This is the life around which you make those choices. And making the right choice is important because you cannot assume you're going to heaven and don't assume that you're not going to hell. Now, there are several monotheistic preferences on how all this is interpreted. But the question that you really need to ask is which view actually not only promises you but guarantees you the life you want in heaven. Because we shouldn't plan our life around death. The question is, can we plan our life after death? This view of relocating elsewhere is built on 5 premises. It's built on the fact that there's only one life. And one life is followed by one death. And one death is followed by one resurrection. You're coming back to life. And that one life and death and resurrection is followed by one judgment. And then one life, death, resurrection, judgment is followed by one destiny. Either heaven or hell forever. Some time ago, I saw on the side of a bus a sign which said, "One life, one chance." You know that word chance, it can be translated luck. You get lucky. You have a chance at winning a lottery, perhaps. Or you can translate the word chance as opportunity. Today, I would like to give you the opportunity of the good fortune of relocating elsewhere in the most desirable place forever with God, so that you will have a sure option of eternal life. You know, these three options of going nowhere, coming back here, and relocating elsewhere are mutually exclusive. You can't go nowhere and come back here and relocate elsewhere. You can't come back here and go nowhere and relocate elsewhere. You can't relocate elsewhere and go nowhere and come back here. You're just one you. And the question is, where will you be going? Will you be left with the fool's staff, which I no longer hold in my hand, but you're welcome to receive? Come to our website. I look forward to hearing from you today, right away, even before this program is over. I want to begin a lifelong, long-term relationship with you, so that we won't be left holding the fool's staff.
Are you ready to face life after death? Professor Dr. Ramesh Richard